Hi, I'm Kate. I'm the talent specialist here at Acorn Australia, and I'm coming to you today from beautiful Yaegl country in northern New South Wales. When I'm chatting with candidates, I consistently hear about the challenges relating to NDAs. And often candidates will come to me and say, I can't show my work, I've got an NDA in place. But realistically, not all NDAs are the same, and there are very few organisations where you will not be able to show anything at all, probably a handful globally. Even organisations that we work with that have candidates sign NDAs still want to see work samples when they're reviewing candidates for roles. So I think that gives you an insight in terms of how important it is to still be able to showcase your work. So let's look at NDAs. And first of all, I want to flag that not all NDAs are the same. It's worthwhile thinking into what are the parameters around the NDA that you have in place, and really drilling down into what is the core of the confidentiality concerns. So if you're working with an agency or a consultancy, often you won't be able to say the name of the client you worked with, but you could talk about the industry sector. And if you are working maybe on research or service design, particularly, they can be areas that you'll find are covered by NDA. Sometimes it's a matter of talking about the type of project or the type of problem you are trying to solve and your process or your artifacts, as opposed to the insights, because usually it's the insights that you'll find are in that area of concern for confidentiality. So working out what you can't show will really help you in terms of working out how you can communicate your impact and how you can talk about the types of projects, the types of problems that you were trying to solve or working on while you're within an organization. Now let's have a little chat on ways that you can show work within an NDA. So first and foremost, maybe it's that you just don't show it online. I know that ideally, if you're a product designer, you want everything online, but there will be instances where you just can't. You have it as a PDF, you have it as something that you only share on screen at interview. The other option is that you maybe have a thumbnail online where you list the type of project, so maybe new product development or new feature integration or service design piece of work. You can talk about your role, maybe who the team was and your process, or you might even just state what it was and a note saying, project covered by NDA, connect with me for more information. So if you have an online profile, there is still a way that you can allude to your recent work without necessarily showcasing things that are going to get you in trouble in terms of confidentiality. The other thing worth considering is sometimes you're able to show the work after it's been released. So if it's a new product for an app or something like that, or a new website launch, once it's released, sometimes you can show it. You might just have to hold off as to when you can do that. For the tightest of NDAs, you may only be able to discuss vaguely the type of project and the type of experience. And sometimes that can only be at interview. So I'm talking bleeding edge of tech here. So, when you're working on, very, very new product development, tech and engineering that hasn't even been built or created yet. But you will still be able to communicate something. That's the trickiest one to deal with. If you find that the NDA you're working under is pretty tight, another option is to look at quite a vague problem statement. So you could do something like creating the future omni-channel shopping experience for one of Australia's largest bricks and mortar stores. And while you aren't talking about what you did, what the outputs were, what you are communicating is the type of space you are working in. So we're going to assume, looking at that it was digital transformation. Maybe there was MarTech personalization, bit of service design, Probably also working with quite a risk-averse organization, really advocating for a customer-centric approach and how that works and filters down through all the areas of the business. Whenever people come to me with NDA concerns, my first recommendation is to take a project overview approach. And this allows you to do a quick one-page summary, which focuses on your process, your approach, or your artifacts, rather than the insights. And so how this can look is client or the industry sector, the type of project. So you want that at a glance. Was it a mobile app design? Was it a UX research piece? Was it a service design program of work? Then your role on that project, the team you worked with, and then listing your process, your approach, your artifacts. It can literally be bullet pointed, followed by results, reflections, achievements, status, learnings. I think that allows you a bit of a sort of a lockup that you can then talk about the types of things you've been doing, the types of products, services, and challenges you've been working on in a way that you're not going to breach any NDAs. And that can be a PDF one page that you flow on from your resume, or maybe you share on screen at interview to discuss. Hopefully these insights have helped. If you have any concerns, if you're struggling to present your work and show your impact within the constraints of NDAs, feel free to drop me a line. I'll link to my profile or something like that in the comments below. And yeah, I'm more than happy to have a chat and work through ways with you that you might be able to communicate your impact and showcase your work experience. Have a great day. Bye.